Let's chase that high score till the dawn. Pinball fun with Greg and Bart. A perfect place for where fun starts. Pinball fun with Greg and Bart. It's more than just a work of art. Pinball fun with Greg and Bart. Pinball fun with Greg and Bart.
Get ready for pinball fun with Greg and Bart. Jackpot!
Nice. Nice.
Good evening, or late afternoon, or way in the evening, depending on where you're from. And if you're from Europe, it's way late.
Right. I don't think we have any from Europe here yet, but we do have two people from Canada. We got Pierre, and we have Mike's Gaming Gala.
All right.
Polo's here.
What do you say, you hosers?
And here's this guy, Mr. Poestyle. Yeah, so we got a nice little group started. But so anyway, so I did my first test with that micro, trying to get a video. Matter of fact, it just went live right before I came out here. I was messing with all that, and I recorded a video, and I had it uploaded, and I looked at the clock, and I told Kelly, I'm like, well, it was compiling. It wasn't even ready to upload yet. And I'm like, oh, shit, in about 30 minutes, I got to go out there and get set up. Quick, ran out here, turned on the air conditioner and stuff, and it just went live right before. But I basically, I hung a deal from the ceiling. I put I don't know how to describe it. Basically, I put a starter up there. So there's a board screwed to the ceiling with a little thing that hangs down with screws. And then I got a longer deal with a platform to hold the phone that I can just hook on there when I want to record. When I don't, I can take it off. So it's not just dangling all the time. And then I can set my phone on the thing and record straight down on the play field. And then I got a phone holder coming that I can hook to my tripod so that I can record the back glass separate. Right now, I just set my other phone on the bottom of the micro. So every time the flippers go and bumpers, it jiggles a little bit because it's sitting on the thing, but it's not too bad. But so that
mine's sitting on the bar, and the bar has a top on it that has wine glass holders, and basically the base of the wine glasses just slide in there. It's two opposing rails. Well, I've thought about doing something similar to what you're talking about. Just cut me a piece of board that slides in there and fits securely, and then just start mounting something on there that's the perfect length and everything to hold the phone and do that. Because, yeah, my videos of me, I don't know how Ed does it. Ed's got a perfect angle on it, but he's got to be hugging that tripod or that camera while he's playing.
Yeah, I don't know if he has it mounted in front of him and he's reaching around, or if he's got it up over his head, or it's got to be over his head, not over his shoulder, because it's dead straight on.
Yeah.
Unless it's off to the side, but he has it facing straight, and then he edits it and grabs only like the left side. I don't know. It looks good, and originally that's what I was going to do, but then I said, you know what, I'm gonna try this and see if I can. I don't want it hanging down there all the time, looking goofy, but yeah. So I can just leave the nub up there on the roof, and then just hook the rest of the bar on it when I want to record.
Have you seen those guys that got those rigs for doing real pinball machines, full-size tables? They've got, I was watching them on Twitch, and they were setting up for one that they were going to do. It was a tournament.
Yeah.
And they had like this, you seen those staircases they have like at Lowe's and Home Depot that are metal things on wheels? That's
right.
What this thing is. It rolls over and it goes behind the player, but then it hangs over him. And it's got all these places to mount stuff and size tables. It's kind of cool, but I don't want to build anything like that.
Yeah, I was watching a pinball tournament on Twitch, and they were doing that, and they're like, okay, we're going to go to the next table, and it's going to be this. And then they would cut to another camera and show them wheeling that thing over and setting it up over the and then opening a test screen, and so they could make sure everything was lined up. And I'm like, Jesus, that rig has got to be costly. I don't know.
Well, since you brought up the At Games Mini Pinball, first thing I got to say is it's set up really nice. I had a little problem screwing the back glass on, but it worked. Let's put it this way: it was just a minor thing, and stuff happens. I mean, I was smart enough to figure out a resolve and fixed it. It was just basically something got down in that hole, and I had to take a little awl or a little pointed thing and just kind of clean that out and put it together. But one thing I'm very pleased with my account, and I've been having trouble in the past. At Games has a deal where you can play it on, if you have it linked to your account and not the actual machine, you have to, there's some setting you can get screwed up in there that you can't play it on the other machines when you're logged in. It's I think Switch is almost like that now with their new virtual cards. You can get locked out of a game unless you got. So anyway, so I thought that might be a problem, but when I got on there, you and I talked about this. Not only did it put the games on there that they promised it came with, but I took all of the games that I'd purchased, came right over and played right away. Nice. I mean, I haven't tried them all, but I've done enough hit and miss that it seems like they're all going to work fine. And I'll tell you what, the only thing I got to quit doing is I got to quit tilting the machine because it's got that, what do you call it? That thing that picks up your motion.
The accelerometer?
Yeah. Because I like playing with that. Because, man, you can't believe how many balls you can save from a drain. But sometimes I get carried away and tilt.
Yeah.
And the only other thing I'm trying to figure out is you and I think, became friends at Games. And I've got a long list of friends because when I first got into the At Games, I was on their site on Facebook and basically accepted everybody's friend request, but it kind of disappoints me that I can't find. I go to a game that I know you played because you did a video on it, and I can't. Unlike the Switch, or even Steam, with FX, I can take and say I want to see my friend's score only, not just everybody's. Just my friend's score, and I haven't figured out a way to do that yet.
I don't think you can.
No.
Okay. I was looking around and. I tried two different, Grok and Gemini, and I'm asking if they could find anything. And I looked on Reddit and stuff, and I don't think so. I didn't ask the question on Reddit to see if people would respond, but I was looking through, and I don't think there's a way to see your friends' scores directly. It was kind of like, well, yeah, if they're in the top 50, you'll see them. Well, no shit. We get that. We don't have to be friends for that. I can just know what your name is. Right. If you're scrolling through the top 50 and I happen to be in there, whether we're friends or not, you're going to recognize Off Grid Arcade, and I'm going to recognize G.Parker. But so I don't know what the point is to having friends on the At Games.
I don't either.
But I do know, and we need to try it someday, especially since we have so many of us now that have these micro tables. We're supposed to be able to do the same multiplayer like Zaccaria, where we can join. Someone would host a multiplayer session, and then everyone else could join, and then we can see each other play.
I think that is in the lobby, and I think that's where your friend thing comes up, because I remember one time there was a guy that I was friends with on Facebook who actually worked for At Games, and a real nice fella, and in the Facebook thing, I said, it was on my stand-up arcade cabinet. And I said, I'm having trouble figuring out this lobby. And I put it on the Facebook group. And I said, I wish somebody explained this to me. So next thing I know, I get a message from this guy who worked for At Games. And he says, I'm in the lobby. And he started a session. And I found him. And we were able to play like... it had to be a native game. It couldn't be like something off your... what do they call that? We use the thumb drive to play other games.
Right, the on-the-go stuff.
But I think he and I played Elevator Action or something else, and it worked, and it was pretty slick.
Nice.
So I think that's where we have to go, is to the lobby and create a lobby. But I haven't even checked into that yet. I'm sure that lobby is still there. Have you seen anything that says that?
I haven't looked for it, but I think it is. Yeah, and then we could go into one of the Discord voice chats, and we could all be talking or phone call or whatever. Yeah, I think it would be cool to do it, but yeah. But I'm liking the table. Now, you bought that firefighter table, right?
Yeah, that's a cool. Thank you for the suggestion. Now, see, that's the other thing. Their tables are a little pricey. I tell you what, they're good table. That's a good table.
Yeah. Yeah, their tables are expensive. They're $6 a piece, and then even 4-packs are even worse. I think they're like $30 for a 4-pack.
Yeah.
So now you're paying $7.50, but it is. I mean, I like that firefighters one a lot. I didn't buy the Turtles one that you got yet, and there's another one that I want to get. I was just watching another guy play it, and I want to pick that one up.
That turtle, Teenage Ninja Mutant Turtles, is a good table. You'll like that. And of course, then the other one I played, because I was trying to see if I could find your scores. I think you and I both agree. My favorite table on those is a Spooky Deluxe, which is on there. So,
yeah, Kaos Googled it, said you could play shared screen games and all that stuff. Yeah. They never fixed the multiplayer bugs on it on the PC version. Table sessions disconnect eventually. Figure if it was possibly with the ZAC tables, I know the online multi with the new ZAC interface was still limited. Yeah, they're having issues with that.
But I guess I just want to give my hats off, because I will say something. It's a nice looking product. It really isn't, and now I've gotten used to. And somebody complained on Reddit. I was reading about the 4-way button thing. The navigate. I haven't had any trouble. None whatsoever. I took your advice, though. It's an 8-way stick. If you want to push right, make sure you push straight down. Don't do any of the side pushing. Push down.
Yeah, if you're careful with it, it's all right. Yeah, Derek says he's actually able to log in. I saw something just today that you're not alone, Derek. Other people are still having issues with logins and stuff.
Yeah, I think I saw a couple. Since I started searching for this mini pinball, I seemed like Facebook, their algorithm, it starts throwing me every Facebook video on @Games Pinball. And I've seen a lot of people bitching about the 4K table.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Now,
$250, no shipping, no tax. I mean,
yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah.
I did hook my mini PC up to it and was able to play single screen. It was so simple. I just didn't tell it to go to cabinet mode. I was playing on a single screen. It automatically knew that the screen was that way. And it played. The only thing is, I'm not blaming the @Games device. I'm blaming my PC, that little micro PC. I think it doesn't have enough power, because I didn't try FX3. I should have tried that. I tried Pinball FX. A slight, and just enough to be annoying, lag in the flippers.
Yeah.
But it's not the @Games problem. I'm sure it's the computer.
Yeah, I didn't even try to put FX or Pinball M on my laptop, because I know it can't handle it. It struggles with FX3, but I think I told you I don't have a USB-A to USB-A cable. All of mine are converting to C or B or one of those other charging ports, and I was having all kinds of trouble, and I was doing research on it, and they said, yeah, a lot of laptops, they don't like going USB-A to USB-C with the pinball machines. The @Games don't like the conversion from A to C. My laptop has a USB-C port, so the cable will plug in fine, but it won't acknowledge the button presses. So I can't test it. Now, I did have it working, though, in cabinet mode where it was on the table in my laptop, and I can set my laptop on the top like I was talking, like where the topper is. I can put my laptop up there and use that for the back glass, but I can't control the game. It's like I have to reach up there and be pushing the shift keys and stuff.
When I first got mine, you know, there's 2 USBs on the back, and the USB, one of them's got the blue coloring to it, which always tells me it's the 3.0 versus the 2.0. And then it's got a regular USB port. And the innermost one, the one that's closest to the Ethernet plug-in, I didn't plug it into that one first. I plugged it into the blue one, and I was getting nothing. It wasn't recognizing it. I moved it over to the next one, and it recognized it. Now, figuring out Joy to Key, I guess I'm just not that smart enough with Joy to Key. It was pretty simple for everything except when you came to the enter key and the up arrow button. Because once you program the enter key to be an enter key, every time you pushed it on the machine to accept the next one, it gave an enter command instead of the command that you wanted to give it. It's like it was like, or you'd hit the up arrow button to program it, and it'd move the thing up instead of.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, and so finally I just took all that programming out and started over and programmed everything except the up button and the enter key, and then programmed those last. But figuring out which one, you know, that thing will highlight on Joy to Key, tell you what button you're pushing, then you just click on there and say, I want to, I want to use it as this button. So I finally got it figured out. And if you want to know micro PC, I'd have to get the specs on that. I got it off of Amazon quite a while back. It's kind of cool. It has I think it came with a 0.5 gig of drive inside of it. And then if you take the top off, you could put another hard drive in it, just slid right in it. And then I had to really take it apart to add some more. And I went up and bought RAM for it, and I loaded it up with as much RAM as it take. But I don't remember the specs on it. I've had it for a while. Basically, I was using it back here for some meeting games, playing, the stuff on, I can't remember the name of those programs, but you know what I'm talking about, playing the old retro games.
Right. And yeah, Greg got the Turtles game on the micro. Hey,
did he say he got it?
No, he just asked if you got it. Derek asked if you got it.
Yeah, it's a good game. I like it.
Phil is here. And well, Poe hit this one. I'm going to go to this one, then I'm going to come back up to a couple. Poe mostly likes the micro because you can teabag the cold glass on a hot day. Let me go back up here. In clear black. If a manufacturer does get their tables put on a virtual platform again, like Stern did, which company do you think is most likely besides Stern? Oh,
the manufacturer does get their tables.
Like you used to be able to buy the Stern pinball. I don't know. I thought maybe that Jersey Jack, but I don't know how, if any of those guys are even interested. I think they're missing a boat if they don't do it, because not everybody's going to pay, $5,000 for a pinball table or more. But a lot of people pay $20 for a licensed table by the manufacturer. If you could buy Elvira from the manufacturer and, a good digital, I'd buy it, if it was the actual code and all that, not some emulation stuff. But I don't know. Or maybe what's the company that makes those P3, the hybrid tables that they got the physical ball, but the bottom half is a screen? Maybe they would, because they got a lot of digital code in and of themselves.
Right.
But I thought one of the newer companies like Spooky Pinball or Jersey Jack or one of those would, because they're more modern. I think the old timers they're just a physical pinball. They don't even want to mess with it.
Well, they're making enough money. They're making enough money, hand over fist. They're making a ton of money doing what they're doing. I've always said some of these companies expand beyond their limits. They try to involve it's like going to a restaurant. I remember we used to go when I was a kid. My dad complained. We went to a restaurant that was like a roast beef sandwich shop.
It was the best roast beef sandwich you could ever get. And that's all they served was roast beef sandwiches, French fries, and potato salad, and soft drinks. Well, then next thing you know, we went in there and the menu got more complicated. They started selling fried chicken. They got a fryer in there. Then they started selling hamburgers. And then they started selling this and that. Next thing you know, they're closed. And I think they'd still be alive today if they just stuck with what they were best at. They made the best roast beef sandwich you could get.
Right.
So Stern, stick with your physical pinball machines, and
Yeah. Now I guess Jersey Jack said a few years ago they didn't want, or Jack said that they didn't want Jersey Jacks on VPX and showed interest in Jersey Jacks being sold on a platform, but nothing has happened so far. Yeah, like I said, to me, and it's kind of related to. I know we got Phil's here and Mike's Gaming Gala and all that. So we're all familiar with the Intellivision Sprint runs off of ROMs. And a lot of these guys that make homebrew games, they're selling their physical games 50, 60, 70 bucks. Guys like me, I can't play them anyway in a physical cartridge. But I'm not a collector. I'm not going to spend $70 on an Intellivision game. But if they throw the ROM out there for 15 bucks, I'm going to buy it. So they're not losing any money by not doing it, or they're losing money by not doing it. They're not gaining anything because I'm not going to buy the physical copy anyway. And I think there's a lot of people that are like that. But and it's the same thing with these pinball tables. Nobody's running out buying a ton of physical pinball machines besides the space. I mean, you got a bunch of them. You got 4 lined up, 2 digital and 2. That takes a lot of room. If you want to have 10 tables, you got to have a dedicated space. But if you can get them digitally by the manufacturer, I think they're just missing the boat by not selling them.
Because these people with VPX and all that, they're probably gonna take your table and make it anyway.
Right.
If you don't.
Yeah, but if they do, they do some of those hybrid things, and it's like, well, this is kind of like the Godzilla table, but it's not because we can't write it with the coding properly, and we don't want to get sued. But if they released a Godzilla digital table, and even though we're used to paying, free for VPX, but we're used to paying $5 a table from Pinball FX or $6 a table from Hack Games. If they came out and said, this is the same code, it's set up exactly like the modern Godzilla table, and it's 20 bucks, a lot of people would buy it if they have digital tables and they can play it on there. It's like, I can't afford a $12,000 machine, but I can afford a $20 ROM and sound set and all that to get the official table digitally.
Yeah.
Man, Bliss is having all kind of computer problems. Sorry about that, Phil. That sucks. I know how that goes. Believe me. Poe's mom is the best roast beef Mike's ever had. Strong horseradish taste.
The only thing, something new I got to bring up is, I thought it was going to be next week's stream. It won't be next week's stream because it got pushed back because they were late shipping my Starlink equipment. So, not this week, but not next week, but the week after, I'll be coming to you from via satellite Starlink internet connection. So I'm kind of excited about that. I'm going to see how that works. It seems to be working good for Bart. I got a couple of friends here in Kansas City area, and actually I've got another relative in Texas, lives outside of Dallas but lives on some property, and they said they're using it and they're digging it. So that's something new that's going to be happening here. So in 2 weeks, if you see me all pixelated, you know what happened.
I don't want to jinx it or anything, but Starlink has been the best internet provider I've ever had. I think the only thing that's outperforming what I got right now on a regular basis that I've seen is really the fiber. You got fiber internet, that's smoking. My boy Jason in Florida, he's got fiber. He can get a gigabit per second. I'm getting consistently now. I'm getting over 300, 350. And I used to get shoot, I went a long time with bad internet because of where we live and stuff like that. Bliss got a Radeon 9060 XT. That's a good card. Kaos
But yeah,
wants those digital board game tables. Those are pretty sweet.
But I'm kind of excited about this. I'm hoping that everything works well. But I just want to discuss this because it's kind of technologically cool. You know, this Starlink is not a parabolic dish anymore. It's just a flat panel, like I don't know what, 100 little eyeballs in it, and the satellites are not fixed.
Yeah, they're not they're not geostationary orbit. They're hauling ass past you, and your
dish is seeking them out, or you're not your dish, but your little panel.
Yeah,
and they make one now. I asked the guy. He said he'd throw in one, but I had to buy the plan for it too. He'd throw in a roaming dish, and he said that I could mount this to the top of my car, and you didn't have to run any wiring. It has a battery pack that slips on it works for 6 hours, and it broadcasts on Wi-Fi. And people put them in their RVs and stuff, and you can be driving down the road.
Yeah. Those antennas are phased array, is how they work. They basically the carrier waves, they can offset them and bend the wave, so the dish itself doesn't have to move. It's moving the beam, not the dish, and they can track those satellites as they go by, and they can track multiple satellites at once. So as one is getting out of range, they can pick up the next one that's coming in range and then switch over to that one. And then they're tracking that one, and then they'll find another one and switch over to that one.
Well, since we've been on, and you're using Starlink, since we've been on here for, I don't know, half hour, you probably changed satellites, 100 times?
It's about every, 45 seconds or so, you'll switch to a new one. And there's a site, they're not affiliated with Starlink at all, but they track the Starlink satellites, and you can put in your lat long, and it will show you'll be centered on the map, and it'll show all the satellites and which one you're most likely to be connected to at the time. Like I said, it's not affiliated with Starlink, so it doesn't know for sure, but they'll be like, based on where you're at, this satellite's the closest one. And then here's another one coming through, and it's pretty neat. I'll send you that link.
They gave me, I don't know if I got the Starlink app on my phone, and for installation, they have you hold it up in the air, and it starts showing on your screen the satellites, and you move it around, and it starts sucking them in and saying, and it says to move around 360 degrees, and it'll tell you which direction is the best way to point it. And at my house, it looks like it's best if it's just pointed straight up.
Yeah. Mine is, I'd have to look out there. I think it's about at this angle. It's a little bit pointed north, which is weird because if you've ever had any other satellite,
South,
they're always pointed south. But it's a little bit to the north of straight up. It's not quite straight up, but it's not like on a 45 either. But
when I talk to the installer, I have, fortunately, on the end of the house that I'd like to mount this on, there's a security camera up high. And if I'm thinking right, and I talked to the installer since I had to call and reschedule with him because Starlink was late getting their stuff out to me. Anyway, I told him that if you put this on put it on this peak of the house, you can run it down the side of my house where there's a hole already existing. I got it filmed with caulking now, but you can dig that out. It's got my security camera wire running through it. And then that goes into part of the basement where it can run over to a hole that I already drilled in the sill plate between the basement and the first floor right behind the entertainment center. He can run it down there, attach it to the house, stick it in that hole, go over, maybe attach it to the ceiling joist or floor joist, go over and run it up that hole, be right at my entertainment center and plug it in. He says, man, you did most of my work for me. He says, you know, that sounds great.
Yeah. I think you'll be happy with it. But hey, Jabba's here and Joker's here. I saw Joker came in,
Joker.
and Jabba's here. So, yeah. His solitaire plays like crap on his GPU. Yeah, so Bliss is in the middle of updating his computer, so that's cool.
As everybody can see, there's a Pinball FX, the new tournament started. Mars Attacks. Pinball FX. Password G.Parker. Gonna run until next Sunday. Oh, no, next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday. Did you want to go over the results from last week's?
Sure, I can do that. I put them here on my phone. I'm so proud of myself. I was actually prepared tonight. I hate it when your phone and anything you're trying to use, when it's, how do businessmen use these things when they got to do a presentation, and every time you turn it on, it says, we need to update. I mean, it's telling me now my photos are not backed up. I don't want to back them up. I've got my own little server up there that automatically selects them. I don't want to use Google and pay them extra. And now it won't let me out of this thing. There we go. Okay. Here we go. As usual, the number one spot is... Who do you think, Bart? Who do you think is number one?
Did Jabba play?
Jabba played, but he's not number one. He's number two.
Did Polo get it?
That would be Hollywood Polo. Yes, sir. Coming in, okay, third and fourth spot. Third spot is yours truly, followed by Desert Man, Off Grid Arcade.
Yeah, I didn't quite get you.
I'll tell you what, that I could not get myself. I kept playing to try to improve. I was really going to go after Jabba, and man, I just couldn't. I couldn't beat the score I got, and that was the game I played to set it up.
Yeah.
And let's see. So we got okay, so it's Polo, Jabba, G.Parker, Off Grid, Diamax, who is
that's Pierre.
Pierre, right? And now I got to change photos. And then it's Derek. Derek's great at coming in from the backside. I mean, he's always there at the backside. And then I played again just to try to beat my score. I tried to play it since it was a free game. I tried it on my Xbox and I played it again, and I came in dead last playing on the Xbox. I don't know why, but I just couldn't get a game together.
Yeah.
So there you go. There's your scores.
And I thought Megan played. I guess she couldn't get. I thought she was in the tournament, but maybe not.
I checked it just. It had already quit, and I checked it. This was just about an hour ago, and it was.
Yeah, it was a few days ago when she played. Let me see if I can find her score. Visit channel. Videos.
But I've got, while you're looking for that, I got something I want to do. And all you people out there bought these minis. And some of you have the full-size at games, and some of you have, maybe you're playing them on your at games, what do they call those things that were just the two-player joystick and the puck?
The Legends Pro Gamer Pro.
Yeah. So, and a lot of you can play on that. So I'm not saying that you have to play on a mini, but I'm going to do a challenge. Post your score on the Discord. Derek, maybe you can jump in and say we're a good place to be on the to take a picture of your score. I want to do Spooky Deluxe for a week. I just want to see from now till next week's show. Post your picture of your score for Spooky Deluxe in the Discord, and Derek, pipe in here in the chat and tell us where you think they should put that score, because I'd have to look at the Discord and know if we got a place for that or not. I guess just do it under Pinball chat.
not the voice chat, just pinball. Let me bring up this. That's the problem. You know, Derek, I think we got too many pinball places in there. Pinball main tournament, pinball chat. I see people using different places to talk about it. But, yeah, there's one called Pinball Chat. Matter of fact, I think this is Derek's. No, it's Poe. Put some pictures of his mini on there.
Yeah. Do you still have those scores pulled up?
Yeah, I can. Yeah, I mean, I can get them real quick. I got them here now. These are just screenshots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of the scorecard. It looks like Megan got 5.4 million. Okay. Where would that have put her?
5.4 million. Well, I was in last place with 13 million on my Xbox, so it would be last place. Unfortunately,
okay.
Sorry, Megan, but yeah, the lowest score was me at 13 million, and the highest score was Hollywood Polo got 168 million. 168 million, followed by Jabba, 147 million. So there you go. These guys are out of our league, obviously. But
yeah. Hey, Casey's here, and Casey sent me a picture on Discord that it was still in the box, but he got his Pinball Micro. It arrived at his house. So, have you got a chance to open it yet, Casey? I'm curious to know. Inquiring minds want to know.
Is Poe still in here?
He is.
Yeah, I want to know if Poe got his plunger yet.
Yeah, he installed it.
Probably got a video on it, and since I unsubscribed him, I probably haven't seen the video on it.
Yeah, I saw a video. I don't know if he posted it in Discord or if he posted it online or on YouTube, but I saw a video of it. But
no, it's just on Discord, and I did see a video put up by Poe.
He pulled the plunger back so quickly I couldn't tell if it's moving. Like, can you pull it a quarter of the way and do a really soft plunge, or is it kind of you pull it back and it goes the whole way and then you let go when you let go? I don't know. But
I watched a video on that, and it will do a proportional. It will do a proportional pullback. You can pull it back just a little bit, and it'll slightly launch the ball.
Nice.
Because I realized what it is. It's this thing that slides in and out is sliding across a magnet, and I think it's picking up where it is on that magnet.
Yeah, that's what
the reason I asked is I wanted to find out. I ordered one. I couldn't stand it. I just couldn't stand it. I had to have it. So I ordered one, but it hadn't got here yet. But the only thing I can see that looked difficult to me was getting that scares me is taking that screen out. Because if you watch P-Dubs did a video on it, he dropped the screen.
Oh, geez.
And it landed on the PCB board and banged into it. And he even said in his video, well, I just screwed this. It's not going to work, I bet. And then he fired it up and it worked. But,
wow.
You know, it looks like there's not enough room. And he did recommend that you have somebody hold that for you and have a flashlight so you can get your hand in there and unplug those carefully. And that's the only thing that bothers me. But other than that, it looks like they had a kid on the site, the place that manufactures it, had like a 12-year-old kid do the whole thing. The only thing is when he got to pulling the screen out, he says, this is where I got some adult help. And then they didn't even show it. They just went straight to him using it. And I thought, oh, you guys didn't want to show that part.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, Poe got his in, so it's installed and working. It looks like he's got a video coming soon. But so Casey got his. He hasn't opened it yet, so we don't know. I'm curious what he thinks. Derek got his up and running. So there's that. And what I've primarily been doing, when you go into that at-game store, you know, and you can go to the HD pinball, and then you can choose table packs and stuff. Then it has multiple different choices there. I always pick the top one, which is At Games exclusive. So, because I don't, other than getting the spooky tables, I haven't really been looking for stuff that I can play out here. I'm looking for stuff like the Grinch tables, you know, the Grinch and all those Dr. Seuss. You can't play them anywhere other than the At Games table. That's what I'm looking for on that micro, is stuff that I can only play on At Games.
Right.
Because if I, you know, the Zaccaria tables, they're nice. They play well. It's convenient to just jump up during a commercial break and play a game because it's right in our living room. But yeah, I can come out here and play them on a bigger table. I don't need to play them on the micro.
Well, it's like the Bubble. I think the Bubble Bobble is an exclusive table. The Space Invaders, I think, is an exclusive table.
All those Tato, however you say it.
Right.
Yeah, those are exclusive. But there's a whole section right on the At Games store, and they're all only on, like that Firefighter one, that's only on At Games. You can't get it for this.
See, and I can justify a $6 price tag for a single table if it's the only place I can get it.
Right.
But if I can play, you know, especially with us buying that package where you get discounted rate on those Zaccaria tables.
Yeah, that platinum pack.
Yeah, why? Because you want to know the truth. I can hook up my PC to my At Games mini pinball and play those tables on the PC on there. I think I just need, I do have one more PC down here that's not in much operation. It's got a pretty decent card in it and stuff. So I'm going to, but I just hate the fact it's an old case. It's huge. You know, I got this, it's a fourth the size of the pinball.
Right. Yeah, like you said, when you can buy a Zaccaria table on that platinum pack for $2.18 or whatever, why pay $6 for it?
Yeah.
But if you can't buy it anywhere else, that's the only place to play. And it looks like, hey, how's it going, Crispy? Thanks for stopping in, saying hi, hit the like button. We appreciate that.
Yeah.
But yeah, and it looks like there's not going to be another At Game sale for quite a while. And you never know what's going to be on sale and what's not. You know, certain packs will. I got those Dr. Seuss packs for $20 because I pre-ordered them, and now they're $30.
I did. I pre-ordered those way back when I was playing them on my, those other Legends products. I see Poe said he put his package on all of our tables.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if you guys know that when Poe worked as a bouncer for at a gay bar, he was known as Flamethrower. Thought I'd throw that in.
That is true. Don't forget to pick up Baby Shark Legends pinball table.
Baby Shark. I think that came with ours, didn't it?
Oh, I don't think so. I think that's a separate buy. I'm not sure, though, but I don't think so. I saw a video of someone playing that, and I don't think I'll be buying that one. Remember with the whole My Little Pony thing when that came out, and we were teasing Mike a lot about it, and but it's aimed at kids. This Baby Shark is aimed at like toddlers. So I won't be buying that one. You can get a 4K from Marketplace cheaper than you can get a mic. That's ridiculous. It's still so expensive over there. I wonder what it would cost to ship one over from here to over there. The shipping. It would be cheaper for him to have someone buy one over here and ship it to him than to buy one and pay the UK prices. Works out to like $600 and something US. For what is it, $4.79 or something like that, the British pounds. But it's like $600 US equivalent, while it's $250 here. That's insane.
Yes, it is a shame when that happens. But well, I'll tell you what. You want real quick show that it's only a minute and a half long. You want to take a look at this week's tournament, little teaser on it?
Sure.
Okay, we'll go into that. Remember, it is Mars Attacks. Password as usual, G.Parker, Pinball FX. And just favorite that table and then search by favorites. Because if I tried to give you that code right now, they gotten longer and longer the more people they got throwing tournaments. Here we go.
Nothing can defeat us.
You got it, Greg, or you want me to get it?
Go ahead, because I'm not sure what to do right now. There you go. Bart and I figured, usually only one of us can control things, but I think we hit a glitch in Restream because I don't know how we did it, but we both got control of this thing. So, I don't know.
Yeah, it's weird. I'm like I said, I'm going to try it Sunday with Poe, see if we can log in the same way we did it here and both get control. Yeah, because Greg and I both have. We're not supposed to be able to do that in Restream, but I don't know. It let us log in, and we both have control of the screen.
Matter of fact, after I started that video, I thought, wait a second. Bart and I agreed that since we both could, that I'd let him control it all, so we both wouldn't hit something at the same time. And the minute I started, I thought, oh my God, I screwed up. Which is par for the course. If you want to tease me about my score, I'm usually better on that Mars Attacks, but to get these set up, especially when I got other stuff going on, I've been using my raw galley, which is really nice. But you got to realize I played that and set that up with 2 Chihuahuas on my lap, landed on the handheld raw galley. So I'm going to get on the regular machine tomorrow and try to kick butt on that score. But it is kind of cool that I can set these up on that little ROG. It does play the pinball pretty good.
Hey, Poe was talking about his job as a bouncer. He had another friend who worked there. His name was the Flaming Road Warrior.
Flaming Road Warrior.
I feel like Casey does sometimes, because Casey will be ripping through his chat, which is really busy, and he'll see something like this, like I did. I saw Kelly said LOL Poe, so I had to scroll up and see what is she laughing at. And I see Mike had laughed also. But yeah, a lot of people are a fan. That is a great table. I do like Attack from Mars. It's a fast-paced table, high-scoring table. That's for sure. So
it's got, I compare it to Medieval Madness. I think that's the one I'm thinking about. The one where you can hit the drawbridge so many times and it drops down.
Yeah,
it's almost like that because you hit the space. The spaceship is almost like hitting the ramp in the castle on Medieval Madness. I'd almost swear they're the same game with just different pictures, different images, because it plays. And that's another one I love playing, especially on a real Stern machine. When you hit that castle so many times going to that multi-ball, that castle jumps around and drops all over. Let's see, my last tournament score, Jabba. Is that billion? Is that billion?
Billion.
16 billion. Okay, I'm changing the password. Don't tell Jabba what it is. I'm just kidding. I'm just
going to try to catch up to Jabba's first 9 digits. I'm going to ignore the billions he gets, and if I can get in the millions that he gets, then I'll be happy. I joke about it all the time when I do my videos of playing in VR. I'll pull up the table and look at my friends list, and I shoot for 10% of Jabba's score. If I can get over 10%, I feel like I won. Jabba's really good at pinball. For anyone,
and not to take away from Jabba, but we've had a sleeper in here in this group let's face it, Polo's been with it for quite a while, and he is one heck of a pinball, and he can slap your balls around with the best of them. So.
We're both logged in as Greg, Derek.
What's that?
Derek asked if I was logged in as me and you were logged in as you, but we're both logged in as Greg.
Yeah.
and it let us.
Are those two chihuahuas on your lap, or are you just happy to see me? I'm always happy to see you, Poe. I'm always happy to see you.
Oh, that's
Unique
fun.
Joker says, Poe face pink tears.
Attack from Mars is simple and fun and beautiful. All things I like about pinball and a great theme. Yeah, it's got fun call outs. It's fun to shoot down the saucer. But like you said, it kind of has that same feel as Medieval Madness, where you hit the castle a bunch of times and the castle falls apart, and that's an awesome.
Yeah, you hit the saucer, and this one it goes boom, 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 boom. But I really love the callbacks. I love the callbacks on it. But I'll tell you another one I might pick out pretty soon is I really like that military one. What's the name of that? Brothers in Arms?
Oh yeah, Brothers in Arms. That's a great table.
I love the call outs in that. That's another great table.
Yeah, that is. I like the call outs on Medieval Madness because they're very Monty Python-ish.
Yeah, you're right.
They have they don't quote directly, but you know what they're saying when they say it.
Yeah.
It's
right.
Great. Mike does not play video pinball, but he has a great video where he went to that pinball place. Got to go backstage and everything, see all those tables that are just parts and just because they don't have room. Whole series of pinball. That's actually when I started watching Mike's Gaming Gala on a regular basis, when he did that pinball stuff. And now, just like Casey, I just stick around for Michelle. Civil War table would have been really cool. It would have to have a cannon mechanism. That's true. Hey, Megan's here.
Yeah, there she is.
There's Megan jumping in, saying hi to everyone and us.
Well, let's just to surmise my week as far as pinball. First, my machine arrived, and I got it put together. And Travis, my son, came over Sunday. He was over here today too, but we didn't have time to do that today. But we played it. And I'll tell you, the one he liked was that Hato Space Invaders. He stayed on there for a long time, racking up a really good score, and he was pretty much laughing through the whole thing. So he got a kick out of that.
Nice. Oh, we do have other news, Greg, and I know we're almost out of time here. We're getting close to that hour mark. We had our last show on Wednesday, and then of course Pinball Bites comes out on Friday or Thursday, the day after, and they announced the new tables that are coming out. What do they call it? It's Williams Pinball Volume 10.
I saw that.
And some people are getting a little nervous because they announced all the platforms that they're going to be on. Pinball FX on PC, Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 5, Nintendo Switch, and VR in MetaQuest. A couple things are missing. The older versions of the Xbox, PlayStation 4 is not listed there, and they're not releasing them on AtGames. Some people are saying that they're just ditching AtGames completely. And I tend to think, for right now, I'm being optimistic. AtGames has announced that they're coming out with a new version of the 4K pinball with a new processor, new GPU, all that stuff. It's supposed to be a better, higher-end product. I think Zen's going to step back and wait for them to release their new products. They talked about that new Ninja Turtle HDP. It's the new version of the not 4K but the HD full-size table. I think I'm hoping. I think they're waiting for that to happen, all that to settle, and then they'll start releasing tables for. And I'm hoping that I've heard rumors, but nothing official, that they are going to start releasing Zen tables for the AtGame HD tables, because that would be cool.
Which includes our minis, right?
Right, that includes the micros, but again, I'm still not going to triple dip and quadruple dip and put a bunch of tables on that micro that I have out here and in VR and on the Switch. But there are a handful that I will. I'll get the Elvira tables day one. If they release those for that micro, I'll put those on there. And probably that little pack, the Universal Monsters with Monster Bash and Creature. I would get that day one, even though I have them everywhere else. But anyway, Pinball, Williams Pinball Volume 10 has Diner. I love Diner. I think that is a great table.
I got it in VPX on one of my machines.
That's a great table. And then Comet, first official digital recreation. I'd never even heard of Comet before. So that's the first time. And then Fire, which is also first official digital recreation. I've never played the Fire table either. Never saw it before either.
I have played that because a buddy of mine has an actual Fire pinball table, the actual full-size pinball table, and I've played that, and that is a cool game. I like it.
Yeah.
Going back to different formats, let me just tell you where I'm at on that. I pretty much abandoned the Xbox. I don't know. I just haven't been. I bet it, kind of like you and I were talking before the show, how long it had been since you turned the TV on. I think the last time I turned on the TV, the Xbox, was just to try that last tournament we had, Wrath of the Elder Gods, on it. I'm not going to double dip on the Switch, mainly because I'm doing that in protest of the fact that if they would let me cross-platform play with everybody else, but why? If I buy it on Steam or Epic, whichever, I can play it on my Raw Galley. So there you go. That replaces the Switch. I can play it on a handheld. And I can play it on both my machines. I can play it on the PC in here. I can play it on that little PC I got set up back there. So I just don't see the reason. I'm kind of disappointed about the Switch. I don't mind double dipping. And I am going to get back into the VR. Matter of fact, that thing back behind me, that X thing, I'm going to try to dig into that this week and take it apart and put that plunger kit on there, because I really want to. I'd like to do that before the plunger kit comes for this micro, because it seems stupid to install that and have not done anything with this, considering I've had it for 2 or 3 months now.
Yeah. Yeah, those things are neat, but I don't have anywhere to put that thing. You know, I'm so limited on space.
The X
Yeah, the X Arcade. It would have had to go where I put the micro pinball, but I wouldn't have the option of hanging it up on the wall, I don't think. Well, I guess I could have just built a bigger shelf for it, but that would be kind of weird wearing your headset standing right up against the wall. But I guess it doesn't matter. You don't see what you're standing up against.
I've seen Poe stand up against restroom walls and stand there for hours at a time.
Right. That's because that restroom wall had a hole cut in it. Which is, it's an improvement. At least he's standing instead of kneeling. But, well, that just took a turn. Jabba said up here, thinks ad games are about to ditch the 4KP for the new $3,000 unit. Zen can't code on the old 8 gigabyte rock chip. And Derek says he's not going to get the At Games 3K Pro. I'm a bit peeved at At Games now. Yeah.
I'll tell you what, maybe before next week I can work out a deal. You know, we're talking about Zen Studios. Maybe I'm going to work on this. I don't know if we can get him to come on, or maybe I can record a video to put on. I think I'd like to do another interview with that guy that I know at Zen Studios and see if I can get him. I forget what his name was. Lars from At Games. Not from At Games, from Zen Studio. I need to try to get him with us for the show and do a little segment on what's going on at Zen Studios, what's really going
on. Knew that was coming. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what. We covered the tournament. We covered the winners. We kept Bart. Thank goodness looked up that information about that. The Zen Studio stuff that's coming out. I think we're both. I think everybody here that's got one of those new minis. I don't know. I forget how many of us got them, but I'm sure gonna love seeing Poe's video of that plunger working. So
Yeah. Oh, and I didn't say that Williams Pinball Pack 10, Volume 10, I guess it's not coming out till the end of April. So it's still more than a month out. So, which is odd. A lot of times, they'll put it on Pinball Bites and it's 2 weeks out or something like that. But this one's quite a ways out. But unless that was on Grok. I just asked Grok what are the new tables that are coming out. So maybe it read something wrong, but it looks like end of April. And I'll be buying it on I'll get it on VR first. And then I'll probably end up getting it out here just for tournaments, because we'll want to play tournaments. But I'll still double dip. But I'm pretty much done buying them on the Switch because we can't play tournaments with other people.
Yeah.
We can play Switch-only tournaments, but you can't play with everybody.
The Switch is basically, I'm using it now for Zelda. And I did buy MLB 2026 on the Switch, and I'm beginning to wonder if I shouldn't have bought it on the Xbox. But I just, like I say, I hadn't played the Xbox much, but I wish I could see a comparison between it side by side and the Switch, because when I was playing 2025 on the Xbox, it looked like the graphics were better on 2025 than on 2026 on the Switch. So, the players just looked a little more animated.
Yeah.
And, I don't know. No many here. Unique Joker says no many here. $249, no shipping, no tax, right to your door. You can play pinball.
Yeah.
And before I forget, don't forget, we're going to play Spooky Deluxe. Go to the pinball chat in the Discord and post a picture of your score. And I'll go to Discord before next week's show and pull all the scores up. Just do me a favor when you do it, say something about my spooky score or whatever, so I'll know to zero in on those threads.
Right. Derek, are you talking about my micro? I said in the beginning, maybe you weren't here. I have a thing hanging down. I set my phone over top of it. So I guess because the table has an angle and my phone's putting straight down, it didn't really pick up much glare off of, I don't know, but it worked out. And Jabba mentioned about Zen and the taking over and let a part of the team go. Is that new again? Because that happened like a year ago too, where they got bought out by that other company and they released a bunch of people. So I don't know if that's the same thing. And he's asking, can you play it on PC? Are you putting a limit? Is that only for people that have micro? Just play whatever. Take a picture of your score. So most people will probably be playing on Zaccaria on Steam. So
I'd like to see if we can start organizing some tournaments that we can play on our micros, since a bunch of us bought it. But I'm not going to say you got to have a micro to post a score. I don't care if you play it on which. Right. As a matter of fact, you can use your Switch if you want to. See, I'm not going to be like those pricks and say you can't use your Switch. I don't care. You can use your Switch. Just post a nice, legible picture. And just remember, it's all for bragging rights. There's no...
Yeah, and I will try to keep up on that also, Greg, and I'll do a spreadsheet like I do with the arcade challenges and stuff. So as scores come in, I'll update the spreadsheet and put everybody's, so it'll be easy. And I'll do that. That's not too bad. Casey says, let's talk about Michelle's micro, also known as Mike's micro. And we know Mike doesn't play digital pinball, so we know what micro we're talking about. Yeah, now he's trying to back out of it and say he's the only guy here that doesn't have a micro. all I know is after hearing some of Casey's talking about stuff, I want to go play it with a VR headset over at Casey's house, because I want to use the pass-through mode, because I heard that's more exciting if you use pass-through mode over at Casey's house, and I'll just leave it at that. And I think Casey here is laughing about what Mike had said, because it came up before I finished saying what I just said there, but he knows what I'm talking about. So, all right, should we just end it here then? I think we're good to go. We talked about everything there is to talk about and then some. And yeah, so post your scores, get in on the tournament. That's the official tournament, Attack from Mars, Pinball FX. It's going for a week. It'll be next Wednesday. And then play some spooky pinball, spooky deluxe. Don't play the retro and think you're going to get your score posted. Yeah, there Casey says. Yeah, it is more exciting. I'll tell you. I'll fill you in later, Greg. So yeah, play Spooky Deluxe, post those pictures, play the Attack from Mars, and that will just go on the list, and we'll go over that next week. Other than that, watch for me and Poe on Sunday night. That's all I got. Sunday night, 7 p.m. Eastern, hanging out with Poe and Off Grid.
Check those guys out. It's a great show. And to answer the last question I just saw up here is, thanks, guys. Any weekend plans? I'll be at Poe's mom's house most of the weekend, so that's my plans. Anyway.
Nice. All right.
You see the outro, Bart, I'm going to stay hands-free like I promised.
All right. I'm going to click on outro, and it's not quite as long as the outro for the Sunday night show. So thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you next Wednesday.
Happy trails to you until we meet again. Thanks for watching Pinball Fun.